Hello everyone. Today we will start with the Celpip reading part 1. Reading part 1 is basically task 1 of the reading section, which has two parts. Basically there are four parts of the reading section: task 1, task 2, task 3 and task 4. But in this video we will just discuss the task 1. And before that, note that the Celpip general test is not an academic reading test. Although the reading build in complexity as the text progresses, you will not be required to summarize passages and read through lengthy text to locate information. So uh, it is slightly different from that of IELTS test. And in this video, we will only discuss about the task 1. Let's move further. For this, first of all, we should understand the test format. There is task 1 reading correspondence. This is for 11 minutes. Two readings are there. Task 2 is reading to apply a diagram, 9 minutes. In this, there is one reading and one diagram. Task 3 reading for information is for 10 minutes. There is only one reading. And task 4 is reading for viewpoints. It is 13 minutes. It contains two readings. Last, task 5. It is very important to understand what exactly is this. Unscored items. For this, you can take 9 to 13 minutes. The unscored items are used for test development purposes and may be placed anywhere within the reading test. They will have the same format as one of the other parts of the reading test, and the unscored items will not affect your official score. However, you will not know in between that which part of the test contains the unscored items. So apply your best effort to all parts of the test. This is the maximum amount of the time which I have written according to the task, and you have to finish each section within this particular time. Within each section, however, you control how much time you spend on each question, and you can choose to move on to the next section before the time is up. However, you cannot bank your time. Any time you choose not to use will not be transferred to the next question. When managing your time, make sure you leave enough time to answer and to review all the questions in each section, because the revision is very important. So please leave enough time to answer and review that whatever you have answered for the questions in each section. So further, here is the task 1. The first task in reading part 1 is to read a personal letter and answer 6 questions on the text. The letter topic can be any subject that people would discuss in a typical correspondence, such as a holiday, a meal at a restaurant, or a family event such as a wedding. The second task in this section is reading a short reply from a recipient of the original letter. It will be discussed later. Review and strengthen your for this particular reading task. Please note that review and strengthen your skimming and scanning abilities. These are key speed reading skills. Skimming is quickly running your eyes over the whole text in order to get the main ideas and the overview of the content. Scanning is quickly locating a specific piece of information. That piece of information can be a word or a phrase. You need both skills to answer reading questions. So practice them every day if you can. Use a textbook to learn, or anything, PDFs, from wherever you get some content, you should take it and learn more about these skills and to practice them. And whatever is there in the responding to the prompt, in this, read the letter once carefully for general understanding. Clarify who the writer and the recipient are, how they know each other, and what the letter is describing. So your skimming skills may be helpful there. Okay, so please concentrate on your improvement in skimming. Make sure you understand the question. What do you need to know to answer it? Scan the letter to pick out keywords and ideas that will help you find the answer in the letter. Compare the answer choices to the information you have. Can you quickly locate the right answer? If not, can you eliminate the wrong answer? So you can continue with many options taking into your mind. This is the in the second part of the reply letter guidelines. So in the reply letter, what guidelines I can provide is that the second half of part one, the reply letter, it is a response from the recipient of the first letter. This letter will directly reply to the content presented in the first letter, but may also present some new information. The questions here are in the fill in the blanks format. Like you can see, I am really happy to hear about the recent changes you made in your life. I always knew a fill in the blank job didn't suit you. And these are the options. Which type of jobs didn't suit you? Whether they are white collar, blue collar, trades job, or management job. Okay, so the questions are in the fill in the blanks format. There are 5 blanks and you have 4 choices, words or phrases for each blank. In most cases, you need to relate the reply letter to the first letter to find the answer. So don't forget that while reading the letter, keep in mind the important phrases, the important connections between each and everyone, so that while responding, you come to know that whatever you have read is connecting somewhere in the respondent letter. And read the reply letter sentence by sentence. Click on the blanks in order to read the answer choices. Identify and choose any answers that seem immediately connect to you. This might be possible because you are now quite familiar with the subject from reading the first letter. If you have time afterwards, go back and check them more carefully. For those questions that you didn't immediately know the answer to, try to recognize what you need to understand in order to choose the correct answer. Okay, like if you can't remember something from the original letter, go back and scan it to find the information you need. So this all I can tell you about this task one. I hope this is the sufficient information. Moving good. This is just the vocabulary words which I found it that you must be knowing without while reading your letter. So these are very basic vocabulary words. And next, yes, want to give you some tips which I already told you. Most of these the questions in this task are divided into 2 sections, and I think it's a good idea to read the question in the first section, like first to 6 questions before reading the passage. This I always explain to my students as well during the IELTS exam also, that first of all read the questions, then start reading or skimming whatever you do for the passage. After you have read the questions, start reading the passage carefully. When you find the answer to a question, select your right answer away and keep reading. If you still have unanswered question after you have finished reading the passage, you can try to look for the answer. But remember that time is important. It might be better to start answering for the next questions, like from 7 to 11. And if you are running out of the time, make sure you guess for each answer. And yes, remember, please and please never leave an answer blank. There might your luck works. You might get the right answer by guessing. So just never leave an answer blank. So these are the very general tips. In the next video, I will take you to the task 2, But before then, just revise some reading passages for the Celpip exam. And these are the answers if you want to perform this particular test which I have given over here. And these are the answers. So till next time, just revise this, and for any doubts, please comment in the comment section. And yes, if you want to study with me more, please subscribe to my channel. And yes, if anyone is preparing in video, you want to prepare with your friends, just share my video with them. Thank you. Meet you with my next video. Thank you.